Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
So, I wanted to talk about an apparent suicide attempt by Zay Jones, 22-year-old. I think he's a wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. So apparently, he was, I guess, in a penthouse or whatever, and, he was in the nude, and I think he was about to jump or what have you off the balcony, and I guess his brother connected with him and was able to get him off the ledge, and of course TMZ got video of all this, and, this young man, he's only 22, has to deal with that. It's right after his rookie year. I looked up, he had a 4-year, or he had or has, or I don't know if it's over or not, 4-year contract, $6.77 million contract with a $3.87 million guarantee. The rest of that was bonus. He was able to have 316 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns his first year, which is great. His father is also a football player, so he's kind of like second generation. But wow, that's just a huge cry for help. And I know we talk a lot about, mentality and how we deal with stresses and stuff, but we also have to realize that I think something is going on with our boys and our young men, and our men, for example. I know that a lot of my friends who I grew up with always talked about how it was so different for young boys, and particularly young black boys, to grow up and to sort of survive in certain environments, because for the most part maybe they were considered anomalies, or they always felt like awkward, and maybe they felt like, we never know. Of course, we don't have all the information on the issue, but what was going on with this young man's life, I don't know how much stress. Obviously he was a lot of stress. I don't know if it was drug induced, we don't know. But my issue also is, why was it on video, and why was it released, and why does TMZ get it? Why have we gotten to a point now where, when people are at their lowest, we are voyeurs? And I don't know when that started, but I feel like we continue to do that. If anything, I want to just pray for him and make sure that people like him. I know, unfortunately, he's not the only one. One of my friends was reporting on this on one of his blogs, that teenage suicide has gone up 70%. Guys, there's something going on with our young ones, and we have to be very mindful of what's going on. This guy, this young man, 22, he's literally 1 year younger than one of my nephews. And, you've watched them grow up. You remember when they were, born, and you remember when they, were going through their growing pains, and they were able to achieve their, whatever they were able to achieve in their lives, and they're at that next phase where they're able to, get up and go out and spread their wings, but all of a sudden they're battling whatever they're battling, and there are many times where they feel as if there's no hope. And I remember, dealing with my friend Christopher about how, he felt like no one was there to help him at his lowest time. And yes, he did turn to drugs, and I was trying to help him and be there for him, but, I had already, gone through an addiction issue with an ex, and I just couldn't deal with watching someone hurt themselves and sort of throw away their lives. And you never know, like, if anything, especially maybe it's something about being an attractive man, I don't know, maybe it's awkward and they feel like all eyes are on them and they have to perform or outperform and be the sort of that guy and always be on. But a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these athletes, and definitely musicians, a lot of them are super duper shy, and they suffer from anxiety. And I don't know if a lot of people are concerned about the psychotropic drugs that people are being prescribed, and people are just pushing drugs to alleviate a lot of this pain. And a lot of it is pain. It's mental pain that people suffer from. And the only, solution that psychiatrists have are just more drugs. The handbook of pharmaceuticals has grown exponentially to include all these crazy drugs, and people are just, especially the veterans that are coming back from war, a lot of them refuse to take the drugs because they know how bad they are. They have watched their friends kill themselves because of withdrawal, because of complications from medications. Maybe the children that we're seeing wig out have had these drugs in their system, and maybe they've had complications from them. I just believe that this time right now in our history, in our time right now, we have to be watchful. Something's going on, whether it's spiritual. We all know it's the drugs. We all know it's the legal ones too. The ones that these pharmaceutical companies are pushing as if they are a cure for something, when in fact that they are literally allowing people to, get so chemically imbalanced that in order to, get away from it all, they, off themselves. That actually happened to one of my classmates from college. He was suffering because, one of our friends, his best friend, died on September 11th. And he really never got over it. Though he was a highly successful, I think he was like a trader or some sort of amazingness, awesomeness that he made like amazing amounts of money in New York. But he was always, taking these pills that these doctors would say would help him, but in all honesty, it hurt him in the long run because he didn't like the way that they made him feel. And so he tried to, again, a lot of the self-medication, a lot of these, people don't trust their doctors anymore, so they try to fix them themselves. One thing led to another, and he shot himself. This is something going on throughout our community, our societies, and our families, and we have to figure out a way to heal. We have to be able to find a way to deal with our issues in a better manner, or more people will die.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.